So one of the many aspects when it comes to Kingdom Hearts is that of its worlds. We all are familiar with the Kingdom Hearts worlds as well as the different worlds that comes with them. They're mostly known for Disney-esque worlds, but they also have its fair share of individual worlds as well. And sometimes Square Enix tends to be creative with its worlds. They try to take us inside the world of that particular franchise/movie that it takes ourselves into. And because of that, they know what they're doing. They know how to make these perfect worlds that we love to go back to over and over again in order to either experience them through the world of Kingdom Hearts or just the world that they are based on. So this is a top 10 Kingdom Hearts worlds that I love. Or in other words, top 10 worlds in Kingdom Hearts. However way you want to word it. Timeless River. In Kingdom Hearts 2, the only way you can get to Timeless River is through Disney Castle. Once in there, you get into the Cornerstone of Light, where there's a door that is black and white that will take you to an alternate time world. This world is, of course, Timeless River. Based on the black and white cartoons of the Mickey Mouse cartoons, this world is really inventive, I feel like. This is a very inventive world, but not just because of the fact that, you know, it's black and white, it's got this monochrome feel to it, but also because Sora, Donald, and Goofy are taken back in time to the days of the black and white cartoons of the old Mickey Mouse cartoons. I sound redundant, but you get the idea. I love the bounciness, I love the rubberiness. It feels that way, just like how the cartoons would feel. It feels that way throughout the entire time. I feel like this world doesn't get enough credit. I'm glad it does, thanks to like Smash Bros with the Sora alternate costume that it gets. But I love this world just simply because of how rubbery and how accurate it is. And it's pretty cool just to see Sora in this retrofitted style of the old Mickey Mouse cartoons. I love that. I love it too much. It's so fun to go back through here again and again, just to re-explore it, just to see the different cartoons that would pop up and stuff like that. It's just a fun world to explore, in my personal opinion. Number 9 goes to Twilight Town. Now, more specifically on Kingdom Hearts 2's Twilight Town, Kingdom Hearts 3 more or less made it to where it feels more, I suppose, alive is a word, but you're very limited as to like the exploration of the world, sadly. Whereas in Kingdom Hearts 2, there's a lot you can do in this world. You can go through the subways of the underground, you can go through the different area that it has. You also have like 2 other sub areas before the main area itself, and you also have the ability to go on the train to go into Yangtze's castle and stuff like that. Ultimately, this is a very nice town. But not only that, but I also love the theming music of it. Not just the secondary theming, which is whenever you acquire Sora, but the theming that Roxas is in control of. I love the music. The music of this world is so peaceful, it's so alluring, it's almost impossible not to enjoy this world. It's very relaxing. Not only that, but it's also one of the very few times we actually get to see other Final Fantasy characters, you know, from Final Fantasy VIII, Cypher and his crew. You also have Final Fantasy VI's Cypher, but also the personal favorite character, Vivi, from Final Fantasy IX. Needless to say, this was actually a good combination that I don't think we see much of, unlike how in Kingdom Hearts 1 we saw Spiffa with Tidus and Wakka. We need to see more Final Fantasy characters kind of matching up like this. It's unfortunate that potentially Kingdom Hearts 3 might be the last Kingdom Hearts game where we'll see like other Final Fantasy characters, but who knows? Maybe, depending. I mean, after all, Kingdom Hearts 3, the only reason why they didn't have it was because they didn't feel like they needed to be, and that makes sense. I would rather them be put in there because they felt like they had something to go with, and not force them in there. I would rather have them flow with the story and not just be put there for just sake of appearance, you know? Number 8 goes to Sanford, Tokyo. Have you ever wanted Sora to be in Grand Theft Auto and it be official and not a mod? Well, go to Kingdom Hearts 3 in Sanford, Tokyo and you're right there. I keep saying Sanford, Tokyo. It's San Francisco. You get what I'm saying. Anyway, the point is, I love Big Hero 6, but I love the world. This world is so massive, it is insane. I love the fact that you can just wall climb the buildings and just look into the horizon. It is so beautiful, it is so amazing, and I love how they have a day and night segment. The daytime's fun, is fully busy, but the nighttime is truly where it's absolutely amazing. I kind of wish that there was a mod to where you can kind of get like a Christmas theme to it, because imagine snow falling and Christmas lights lighting up this city. I mean, this is just a beautiful world. This really lights up in terms of how the Kingdom Hearts worlds should be presented. I mean, if there was anything that Kingdom Hearts 3 did, was that how to magnify the worlds that you are in. They are just absolutely magnificent. It's no wonder of how the game just looks the way it does. It does really, really well. Number 7 goes to Monstropolis. I have a confession to make. Next to like Ratatouille and WALL-E, I love Monsters Incorporated. I love Monsters University. I like the Monsters universe in genuine. I kind of like it. I really do. It's a fun, eventful thing. You got all these different monsters, all different shapes and sizes, and you got this world in which where the way they live is that they live off of screams, or in this case, they live off of laughter. And I love it. I love the world. When there was leaked images of Monsters Incorporated being in Kingdom Hearts 3, at first I thought was like, no, I don't see that actually happening as much as I would like it to. I don't see it actually happening. But then all of a sudden, next thing you know, we got the reveal trailer for Monstropolis in Kingdom Hearts 3, and this got me excited. Where people got excited for Toy Story, I got excited for Monster Inc. being in Kingdom Hearts 3. This was my hype level. I absolutely was happy when it wasn't just Toy Story that was being put into Kingdom Hearts 3. There were other Pixar elements, and not to say that Toy Story is bad. Toy Story is a long-wanted world since Kingdom Hearts 1. But to have other Pixar properties is really fun, and I love Monstropolis, not just because of Sora, Donald, and Goofy in monster form. That's really cool. I still love it. I'm still waiting on a Bring Our figure for Sora in monster form, but I love the fact that you get to explore the factory, you get to go through all the different doors, and it's really fun. It's a true gauntlet to go through. It's really fun, and I love the fact that it's not just Heartlesses that technically appear in Kingdom Hearts 3. You also have the fact that this is the world where the Unverse shows up too. And the Unverse bosses is really fun as well. I really enjoyed the Unverse that came out of Kingdom Hearts 3. This boss was really fun. But the world itself is just truly magnificent, and I'm so glad that it became a part of Kingdom Hearts 3. So normally I don't add the final world to Kingdom Hearts as my listing, but it's hard not to add the world that never was from Kingdom Hearts 2. Not so much for Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance, because, well, it's two different segments where you got the Sora segment and Riku segment. Didn't care much for those, but I love the one in Kingdom Hearts 2. Mostly because of the final climactic feel, you know? You're in the world itself, you finally get to the organization stronghold, and then you get into the castle. And my gosh, is this pretty epic. This is a final showdown against the organization. It's an absolute wonder. You're going through this gauntlet, trying to get to the top, trying to save Kairi, trying to meet up with Riku and all that stuff. It ties up everything nicely, but this world is also really good as well. It's probably, I want to say this, but I think this is like the biggest world in Kingdom Hearts 2, I want to say. I'm pretty sure it is. I may be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it is the biggest world in terms of scale. And this is pretty big scale as well. This is really good. I love the transition that it has. I love the story that it has for this world. I just love how it all ties it up together in Kingdom Hearts 2. This is truly the best world when it comes down to it. Number 5 goes to La Critica de... I'm just calling it the Hunchback of Notre Dame world. Trust me, this is actually a lot harder to pronounce than it looks. But yes, in Dream Drop Distance, you have other worlds that would be featured into the Kingdom Hearts world that ordinarily you wouldn't see. You know, like for example, Fantasia, The Three Musketeers, Tron Legacy and stuff. But to see Hunchback of Notre Dame, which, you know, if you saw my top 10 Disney films, you would know that this is my absolute favorite film. And so the fact that they added this world into Dream Drop Distance is absolutely magnificent, both in terms of Sora's perspective and Riku's perspective. It all is amazing. Not only that, but the fact of how Dream Drop Distance works, you can actually potentially jump so high that you get a full scale of the world, and it looks so magnificent. From the Notre Dame church to the city to the towns and everything, it's just a wonderful world to explore. This is literally like the best thing that could ever come out of this game, and the fact that this was originally on a 3DS is mind-bogglingly impressive. It looks great on the PS4, don't get me wrong, but the fact that this was on a handheld? A handheld! Not the Switch, but the 3DS. This is a graphical achievement when you think about it. It's pretty insane. But I'm just so happy that they added Hunchback of Notre Dame into the Kingdom Hearts universe. Because, I mean, like I said, it's my absolute favorite film of Disney, and it's also one of my favorite worlds in the Kingdom Hearts series. It's not my absolute favorite, admittedly, but it's pretty close. I'm just happy that it became a part of the Kingdom Hearts series. Okay, a lot of you guys are going to be confused. I know that. I can tell right now you're looking at this and you're like, wait, Kingdom Hearts 3 Pirates of the Caribbean is only number 4? Why? Well, trust me whenever I say this, I have my reasons, but trust me, for Pirates of the Caribbean was not an easy task. This world is gigantic, massive, just, it's the biggest open world map in the Kingdom Hearts 3 game. Bigger than freaking San Francisco, Tokyo, even larger than any known map that I could think of. It's just a huge ass world. Not only do you get to Port Royal, but you also get to explore other islands. And I think this alone is why people were just so astounded. Whatever, at the time that it first came out, the Sea of Thieves game, Pirates of the Caribbean world in Kingdom Hearts 3 achieved it better. The fact that you're exploring these other islands, you're discovering items, you're discovering ingredients, you're fighting Heartlesses and stuff like that. It's just an overall epic journey. This world is so massive. This world is so epic. It's insane, and I love it. I love exploring this. For any normal person, they would just look at it and go like, wow, this is pretty cool. This is pretty epic. But for completionists like myself, who would go so far as to try to get every treasure chest, to get every lucky emblem and stuff, this is a huge world. They got so in-depth when it comes to designing the world. They went all out. And this, oh my gosh, I never get tired of playing this world. This world, as I was replaying it just to get the footage, this is a magnificent world to play through. I absolutely love it. It's still one of my personal favorites, if not the best world in the Kingdom Hearts series. Just the best. It truly is. But there are 3 other worlds that I like better compared to the Pirates of the Caribbean world for Kingdom Hearts 3. I won't lie. I have my reasons, so just sit tight and let's get on to number 3. Beast's Castle as my number 3 favorite world. I think there's a number of reasons why I like this world. Number 1, obviously, because of Beauty and the Beast, this is an ideal world to put into the Kingdom Hearts world itself. When I first discovered that we get to finally explore the castle from Beauty and the Beast in Kingdom Hearts 2, I was excited. I was stoked. I was like, this is gonna be the greatest thing ever. And it is. It's a fun world to explore. It truly is. You literally get to see a mirror image of what was from a very beloved animated film, Beauty and the Beast, translate perfectly into Kingdom Hearts 2. True, admittedly in today's age, it is graphically declined, but it still works. It still looks great. You still get to explore a big chunk of Beast's castle, from the entrance to the West Wing, which technically you are forbidden to ever go to, of course, to the dungeon. It's pretty cool. I love it. I wish that they had, like, you know, back whenever Kingdom Hearts 3 came out, I wish they had done like a DLC portion where you could explore other potential Kingdom Hearts worlds, with Beast's castle being one of them, because this would look so magnificent on the PS4. But still, it looks great. I still love it. I still love the story that it carries off of, and I love the boss that comes with it as well. But this world, it just looks so good. You could literally stare at it for hours and pinpoint every little detail from the film. So, I mean, good job, Square. You've done really good when it comes to this world. Number 2 goes to Travers Town. Now, while admittedly, yes, I love Kingdom Hearts 1's Travers Town, but admittedly, I like it for its just, like, you know, nostalgia. What I really like, though, is Dream Drop Distance Travers Town. This world got a massive, expansive overhaul, and I think of 2 reasons why. Number 1 was because of the hardware capability that they were able to put into, the fact that they were able to make it so massive, so large. They felt like, why stick to the traditional aspects of Travers Town when we can just expand it, you know? And they did. They truly expanded it. But not just expand it in a good way. They expanded it in the sense of, like, the World Ends With You characters are featured in this game. So the fact of the matter is, they had to fit the theming of The World Ends With You somehow into this game. And surprisingly, more than just one area, they were able to kind of do that. It has this Kingdom Hearts meets World Ends With You, just like how it should. And it looks really good. I'm really glad that this world exists just for The World Ends With You. It really takes you back and realize that, yeah, most of us that played The World Ends With You, we thought this was a part of the story of Kingdom Hearts. It kind of had that same concept. It looks so good, and I love the world. I love the expansiveness of this world. It's an amazing exploration, just to be able to be nostalgia of the original world that came from Kingdom Hearts 1, but to love the new that came out for Dream Drop Distance. This is a really awesome world to explore. Now you might be asking yourself, what is my absolute favorite world in all of the Kingdom Hearts worlds? All of the Kingdom Hearts games, what is my absolute favorite world to explore? Well guys, you might be impressed, but maybe not. This world is my absolute favorite. I love going back into it every time, and I get chills every time I step back into this castle. Ladies and gentlemen, the world of Hollow Bastion is my absolute favorite world from Kingdom Hearts 1. There's a multitude of reasons why Hollow Bastion from Kingdom Hearts 1 is my ultimate favorite world, for a number of reasons. Number 1, the music. It has this whimsical, mystic feel to it. The fact of the matter is that you start from the bottom. You literally start from the very bottom and work your way up to the top of this castle. This is basically what you would call how to write the ultimate climactic ending for Kingdom Hearts. This is how you kind of do it. Much like how the world that never was, Hollow Bastion does that to 11. This is literally like the coolest world to explore. Just to see all the different pipes, the steampunk feel, the way all the mechanic grooves work together and stuff like that, all the different puzzles and everything. This is truly a very interactive world. If you thought some worlds, like for example Travers Town, Deep Jungle, Agrabah was pretty interactive, Hollow Bastion takes it up to another level. This is truly magnificent. From all the different bosses that you encounter like Riku and Maleficent, to just exploring this world. This world alone just speaks of like volume of epicness. This is truly a world that I love to explore. I never get tired of going through the library to go through the book puzzles. I never get tired to get the emblems to open up the door. I never get tired of just going from the very bottom and working my way up to the top just to revisit this world. This world is absolutely gorgeous in this Gothic-esque style. This Final Fantasy meet Disney world. This is absolutely fantastic, and I love every step that they have done to make this the best world that they could possibly make. To me, this is the best world. To me, this is my absolute favorite world out of the Kingdom Hearts series, and I have no regrets of saying that. Well guys, that is my top 10 favorite Kingdom Hearts worlds of Kingdom Hearts. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy this. Let me know in the comments below, what are your absolute favorite worlds coming from the Kingdom Hearts worlds? I imagine I know what some of them might be, but maybe there might be some other reason. Maybe it's for nostalgia purposes, maybe it's because it's your favorite film, or maybe it's because of how truly in-depth they went to the world. Who knows? But anyway guys, thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next episode. Catch you guys later.